All right, today we're going to dive into a really fundamental technique that attackers use to map out their targets before they even think about launching an attack. It's called wordless scanning, and, it's all about finding the doors you didn't even realize you'd left wide open.
So, let's kick things off with a question for you. How do attackers manage to find those old web pages, those hidden admin panels, or those servers you completely forgot about? The stuff you thought was totally invisible to the rest of the world?
Well, the answer's kind of simple, and honestly, it's a little chilling. They do it by methodically, patiently knocking on every single digital door they can possibly find. It's basically the digital version of a burglar, walking up to a huge skyscraper and just checking every single door, every single window, looking for that one that someone forgot to lock.
Okay, so let's get into it. What exactly is this process of probing for digital doors? Let's break down what this technique is all about.
So, officially, wordless scanning is an automated reconnaissance technique. They use it to discover hidden web pages, directories, and all sorts of infrastructure. But here's the absolute key thing to remember. The goal, at this stage, isn't to steal your password. Not at all. It's all about creating a super detailed map of your digital territory.
To really get a handle on this, we've got to think like the bad guys. So let's take a look at their toolkit and see exactly how they pull off making these digital maps.
Now, this is super important. It's so easy to confuse this with a classic brute force attack, but they are totally different things. A brute force attack is all about authentication. It's like trying thousands of different keys on a lock you already know is there. Wordless scanning, on the other hand, is about discovery. It's about walking the entire perimeter just to find all the doors in the first place, whether they're locked or not.
And the key to this whole thing is something called the word list. And it's literally just that, a list of words. It could be a generic list with super common names like admin, backup, or test. Or, and this is where it gets smart, it could be a custom list that's completely tailored to the target, using info they've already scraped up about the organization.
And of course, attackers aren't sitting there typing these in one by one. No way. They use automated tools like Derb and GoBuster to just fire off thousands of these requests a minute. They hammer not just web servers, but also cloud storage buckets, looking for any hidden goodies.
Okay, so we know what it is and how they do it, but why? What's the end game here? What are they really hoping to find when they're hunting for all this hidden infrastructure?
So, what is this hidden treasure, right? What is the potential jackpot that makes all of this scanning and mapping worth their time?
Oh, the payoff can be absolutely huge. An attacker could stumble upon old, unpatched web pages, hidden admin portals that let them just waltz past your security, or maybe misconfigured cloud buckets just leaking sensitive data out into the open. And you'd be surprised how often they find something like an entire development server that was never ever meant to be public. Each one of these is a perfect little foothold to launch a much bigger attack.
And look, this isn't just some textbook theory. Let's look at how this exact technique is being used right now, in the real world, by some pretty sophisticated threat groups.
This is a proven, battle-tested tactic. We know for a fact that documented threat groups like APT41 and Volatile Cedar use tools like Derbuster and GoBuster all the time to scan their targets. This isn't theoretical. It's a go-to move in the modern attacker's playbook.
So the big question is, how do you defend against this constant knocking at your digital doors? It's time to flip the script and talk about defending your perimeter.
It really boils down to two main strategies. First, reduce your attack surface. It's that simple. If a system or a web page doesn't absolutely have to be public, take it offline. The fewer doors you have, the fewer an attacker can check. And second, since you can't totally prevent scanning, you have to focus on minimizing data exposure. Make sure that whatever is public isn't sensitive.
Now, on the detection side, you can definitely learn to spot the signs. An automated scan looks nothing like normal human traffic. Think about it. A real person doesn't suddenly generate a massive flood of requests for pages that don't exist, all coming from one place in just a few seconds. That's not a user, that's a scanner, loud and clear.
And all of this really leads us to the most important lesson of all. You have to map your own blind spots before an attacker does it for you.
So here's the bottom line. An adversary's first move is often to build a more accurate map of your digital world than you have yourself. They are actively hunting for the systems you've forgotten about, the ones you never even knew were exposed. Real defense starts by seeing your organization from their perspective, from the outside looking in.
Which leaves us with one last really crucial question you need to ask yourself.
Do you truly know what's on your organization's digital map? Because if you don't, you can bet that someone else out there is trying to figure it out.